Many people learn early on that the more control they have, the safer they'll feel. When something starts to slip out of place, the automatic response is to tighten the grip. Overthink, overplan, push harder than necessary. Quietly, this constant effort starts to take a toll. The mind never rests, the body stays on alert, and the feeling of always being behind never goes away. The exhaustion doesn't come from a lack of effort, but from the non-stop tension of trying to keep everything under control. This video starts from an unpopular but necessary idea. Controlling everything doesn't create stability. It creates wear and tear. Excessive control can look like strength, but it often grows out of insecurity. Fear of failing, losing, or looking weak. Ancient traditions noticed this clearly. When the mind becomes rigid, adapting to change gets harder. Acting with flexibility, without abandoning values, reduces inner friction and improves decision-making. This isn't about avoiding responsibility or acting on impulse. It's about learning to act without rigidity, easing mental pressure, and regaining clarity in the middle of chaos. The result is practical and immediate. Less tension and more precision in action. Something subtle and revealing is happening in the modern world. The search for control has stopped being an occasional strategy and turned into a constant habit, almost automatic. Everything must be measured, predicted, optimized, delivered on time, and presented the right way. Continuous performance, endless self-demand, and the uneasy feeling that relaxing means falling behind. In this environment, control creates a false sense of safety, as if constant vigilance could prevent loss. But this effort comes at a high cost. Drained mental energy, fragmented attention, and a fatigue that doesn't disappear even after rest. The body may stop, but the mind stays alert, calculating risks that may not even exist. Without noticing, life turns into permanent containment mode. The less obvious strain is that the more someone tries to anticipate every detail, the more fragile they become when something inevitably changes. Life doesn't follow spreadsheets. Rigid systems may look efficient at first, but they don't handle deviations or surprises well. One small change and everything collapses. Flexible structures absorb impact, adjust, and learn. That's why so many people feel like they're holding on too tightly and still losing ground. Excessive control doesn't strengthen. And that constant tension explains why so many capable, disciplined people feel exhausted. It's not a lack of effort, but effort applied in the wrong place. When this pattern becomes clear, it starts to point to something deeper. There's a common confusion that often goes unnoticed. Discipline gets mistaken for rigidity, and clarity for obsession. But they're very different. Discipline organizes, rigidity locks things up. Clarity guides, obsession consumes. The urge to control everything usually doesn't come from inner strength, but from a quiet fear of making mistakes, losing ground, or not being enough. Control creates the feeling of being in charge, even when the cost is high. It's like clenching your jaw and pushing forward, calling it courage, when it's really just accumulated tension. What's interesting is that this pattern is often praised socially. People who control everything look responsible, reliable, focused. Few notice that fear is working in the background. A simple, everyday image makes this clear. On a wet road, overcorrecting the steering wheel doesn't make driving safer. It just increases the risk. Each sudden adjustment comes from fear of losing control, and that's exactly what causes the car to slide. The mind works in a similar way. The more forced corrections, the more instability appears. Decisions become reactive, conversations lose flow, and choices turn impulsive. Ironically, excessive control creates the chaos it was trying to avoid. When this cycle becomes visible, an uncomfortable question arises. If control isn't real strength, then what is? That's where a simple, often misunderstood concept starts to make sense. Wu Wei can sound distant or abstract at first, but the idea is surprisingly practical. It means doing what needs to be done without carrying unnecessary tension in the process. It's not passivity, it's acting based on what the moment calls for, instead of forcing the moment to fit a rigid expectation. People who live this way still make decisions, take responsibility, and face hard choices. They just don't fight reality while doing it. Action comes from clarity, not anxiety. Effort is there, but without that constant inner tightness that drains energy before results even appear. Nature makes this principle easy to understand. Trees grow, rivers flow, seasons change, all without rushing outcomes. There's no tension about getting there, just continuous movement. When the mind demands that the present moment be different from what it is, suffering increases. Accepting the moment doesn't mean approving it or giving up. It means recognizing it as the starting point. From there, actions become more precise and less reactive. It's like rowing with the current instead of wasting strength fighting against it. This kind of action may not look dramatic on the outside, but inside it creates something rare: stability. And when that stability shows up, everyday behaviors start to shift almost on their own. There are moments when insisting feels like the mature thing to do, but in practice it only makes things worse. Ideas get stuck when they're forced past their limit. Conversations grow tense the more explanations are piled on. Important decisions often become clearer after a pause. This isn't random. The mind needs space to reorganize information, connect dots, and notice options that pressure hides. Constant insistence creates internal noise that blocks exactly what you're trying to reach. Letting go in these moments isn't giving up. It's a strategic adjustment. A simple image helps here. In a strong current, fighting the water drains energy fast and reduces your ability to orient yourself. Floating doesn't mean drifting aimlessly. It means using the flow to position yourself and choose where to exit. Life works in a similar way. Releasing control doesn't solve everything instantly, but it creates room for the right response to appear. Tension drops, perspective widens, and decisions stop being impulsive. That inner space often reveals something important. There are lighter ways to act without losing firmness. And when that realization becomes practical, the most useful question naturally follows. Without relying on rare moments of luck or clarity, how do you live this way every day? The first principle is simple but powerful. Pause before reacting. Creating a small gap between what happens and your response changes everything. It's not about counting to 10 out of politeness, but about not deciding at the peak of tension. Strong emotions distort perception and push rushed decisions. Even a brief pause reduces internal noise. Important choices require clarity, not emotional urgency. Those who learn not to react immediately choose their words better, sense timing more accurately, and even know when silence is the best option. This space prevents regret and preserves energy for what truly matters. The second and third principles go together: functional acceptance and flexibility with firm values. Accepting the moment isn't giving up. It's recognizing the starting point. Clarity comes after acceptance, not before. Resisting what's already happening only prolongs exhaustion. At the same time, values don't need to shift with every change. What should change is the how. Goals stay, paths adjust. People who live this way don't lose direction when plans fall apart. They simply recalculate without drama. This balance between firmness and adaptability creates a rare sense of flow, acting with intention without inner rigidity. And when these principles take root, something interesting happens to how control itself is perceived. So here's the question that really matters. Where, right now, is control costing more than it's giving back? In which areas has rigidity turned into tension, and the need to get everything right turned into exhaustion? Applying these ideas doesn't require drastic changes. It requires small, conscious adjustments like pausing before reacting, accepting the moment as a starting point, and staying flexible in the path without abandoning values can deeply change how you act. The invitation is simple. Over the next few days, notice when life flows better by letting go a little, and when everything gets heavier by holding too tight. Changing your relationship with control means regaining energy and clarity, even when it doesn't seem like it. Every choice made with less inner tension creates space for sharper decisions and a less draining life. If this content sparked any useful insight, put it into practice today, even in small situations. And keep exploring this path. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue diving into ideas that help you live with more clarity, less strain, and more meaning. After all, how you act each day shapes far more than any perfect plan ever could.